When I saw that clip of you, I'm like, bro, that is crazy.
Yeah, it's multiple. Like it's like this thing where we've been finding these tapes at my parents' house.
Yeah.
So I just been taking them, going to get converted, just kind of keeping my fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Hoping that it's something on there because we did a lot. Like when the Matrix came out,
right,
and we got a camera, it was a wrap. We was trying to recreate everything.
That's what's up.
That is wild. At 10 years old.
Yeah. So and that's why I always shout out my brothers and my siblings because I'm the youngest boy. I have a younger sister. There's 6 of us total, same mom, same dad. So we grew up under the same roof. So it was like I had a built-in team.
That is crazy.
Nah, that's fire.
But with me being the youngest, they didn't treat me. I always give them kudos because they didn't like little bro me.
Right.
They was like, oh, he's the one. Put him in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Like they could have easily been like, man, watch out, little bro. Like you, but they never. I was thinking back the other day. I was like, dang, they never treated me like little bro. They could have, but just like everybody else, they seen it early, and they was like, when my dad got that camera,
he's dead.
Yeah, it was.
He gonna be the one that take us far
for real.
Nice. And then when your parents is together, you know, like your parents, they talking to each other behind closed doors, like, hey, listen, so you know, Justin might really, and then your father, like, yeah, you know, well, let's put the money behind it, or whatever the case.
No, that was far from the case. that was far from the case.
So there wasn't no investments made.
Nah, so the camera itself, my dad, he just always kept a camera.
Right.
So once he started seeing that we was playing with his camera, he was like, nah, I'm gonna get y'all one.
Right.
So he went to the pawn shop, got us one, and then from there we would start recording everything. But growing up, I was into sports, so I played basketball, and I was actually pretty good. Yeah. So my dad, once I started making that transition from not wanting to play sports to finding my way on like the stage, he would never probably say it. My dad was a little bit like, dang, like I wanted my son to play basketball. Like, dang. I remember in college calling him, asking, can you send me some money for a pizza? Man, you wouldn't need no money if you had stuck with basketball. So I was just thinking like, dang. So
you know, I was gonna, you know what I mean?
So I was just like, dang. At that point, and just like all parents, my parents just want the best for me, still to this day. And at that particular time, when you're talking about doing something that hasn't been done yet, your parents want that comfort for you. So they like, I don't know, I don't really know. So so I really like as I was when I say this, I'm using this to, like lightly. Like I had to turn them into believers as far as what it is, what I was doing. I had to convince them that this
what you was doing was going to work.
Yeah,
and you love to do it.
Yeah, so they was never against me. My parents always supported me with everything. But yeah, in that particular thing, it was just like, man, once you get out of the cute phase of it, you ain't 10 no more.
Right.
We ain't got that camera no more. Now you're in your teens. It's like, okay, let's start figuring this out.
Because I like you said, the support is there, but it's more of a worry. Like they don't want you to not be successful.
Facts.
So it's kind of like we trust you, we support you, but we hope this works out for you.
For sure.
You know, I get it. My mom and dad have, I don't want to use the word questioned, but they've, you know, for lack of a better word, questioning some choices, and it's just out of, you know, it's out of love.
It's literally out of love.
And like
your
you said, out of comfort too.
Yeah, your parents is gonna have those concerns because they legit just want the best for you.
Yeah, for sure.
So
that's a fact. I mean, because we want the same for ours.
That's a fact.
I know I want the same for mine. You know. But so you started MadeMan Improv 12 years ago.
Yep. Started at Vincent, so started at LOL ENT. Thank God that we strayed away from that. Thank God.
Shout out to
they used to be like the hottest college, right?
Bro, listen, I didn't go to Vincennes. I went to a small school close to it because I played basketball. So Vincennes is like a mini HBCU kind of because most people from here go there, and some people from Evans, like the black community from Evansville, go there. So like that's where we used to go
for sure
to party.
And it's always like that until you get to a HBCU. You're like, oh no, we're not like a HBCU.
No, for sure.
Nah, but
it's in the middle of a country ass white town. But when you ain't got nothing else, all you got is your people.
Partying out there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Vincent's?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got,
I know back then. I don't know now.
You dropping all the black seniors from Arlington, Ben Davis, Pike,
I wouldn't want to be there.
Like you just drop. And
I wouldn't want to.
So you basically, it's like you on an island. It's low key like
full
an
of
island.
niggas. Yeah. I'm cool.
Yeah. So it's
like I said, me and my teammates used to go there. We was about an hour away, and we used to. Because I was from the city, so I'm like, shit, bro, Vincent's right up the road. I know plenty of people up there, so.
That's
definitely where it started. As much as because they be talking about, let's do this and go back. I have no interest in going back. So, and it ain't about who hit me up to ask me who.
Right.
It's just that, man, that chapter. I don't be
over.
going back. Yeah, straight up.
Why when I'm closing chapters and stuff, like real talk. When I'm closing chapters,
when I'm in college, people talk about high school. Then when we graduated college, people start talking about college. And it's just like, man, I want the best years to be ahead of me. I don't want it to be behind me.
Yeah,
so like even creating MadeMan, when I had this 7-year run, it was like, man, this is a beautiful thing, but I want to move on to what's next.
What made you start MadeMan Improv?
I wanted to do something on my own terms. I went to school, Vincennes, for theater production.
Okay.
But I didn't take it serious. So when we took the assessment test, this is a real story. When I took the assessment test, I fell asleep. And then when I woke up, they was like, "Yeah, 2 minutes, 2 minutes." And I was like, "What?"
Oh, wow.
And I hadn't even started. So I literally just started putting anything on the test, anything. And then when I got the test results back, they was like, "You scored too low to be in the theater program. Y'all gonna be doing a lot of reading and writing." And I was like, "Dang, they think I'm dumb."
Right.
So I had to move to like the music program. So I did that, and by the time I got everything squared away, I was just like, "Oh, well, I like this," because it introduced me to video production.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what?
Angel's already good with the camera.
Facts. So it was just like, I don't want to go back to theater, because now I'm seeing the plays and stuff y'all doing, and it's more so like Shakespeare and things like that.
I could shake this up.
And I was just like, I don't want to do that. So I wanted to create something for me. So we started LOL Entertainment, and so when we started doing that, we was just doing like quick little sketches with a little rinky-dink camera.
Yeah.
And but it worked for that time. It worked. A lot of people that were tuning into our videos and stuff, they wasn't worried about the quality. They were just worried about the content. The content was there.
I mean, but back then, quality wasn't even quality as it is right now.
That wasn't. That's what I thought until I met my film crew.
Right.
So that's when I was just like, oh, like I want to get to that level.
Yeah.
I got this camera, but that was another lesson I had to learn too. It's just like, you got to use what you have until you get what you need.
Hey, listen,
so
that's a fact.
A lot of people, they want to skip that phase because it's just like, man, this ain't looking how I want it to. If nothing else, you about to just create the blueprint for what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because I got several videos that I've done that people have never seen that's still locked on YouTube from 12 years ago. But in my head, it's just like, no, I want to revamp that and bring that mug back.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's just going to be a blueprint to, and when I finally make the film, people be able to see where the idea started from, and then actually seeing the final product. So
that's dope, man.
For me, knowing a little bit about you, knowing what you do in the city and stuff like that, bro, you really got a hell of a. I forget who I was talking about this to the other day, but my son, you really got a hell of a story, and it's like you. I know you're not sitting on it because I know you got things going on that you want to do.
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, if the right person hear that,
oh, it's gonna happen for sure.
Because when I look at you and you do improv, what I think about is when Tyler Perry first got started.
Yeah.
Swear to God. Because my mother and auntie and grandma, they loved watching that shit back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This nigga come out mic'd up, you know, dressing as Medea. So when I see your stage plays, I'm like, damn, bro, we really got like a real in-city Tyler Perry type of guy.
You know, it's crazy when you say that, because when I was reading up on his story, like in college, because at first I wasn't a Tyler Perry fan,
right?
Because I just couldn't get into, like, it just
into
wasn't
the stuff.
it just wasn't the entertainment that I was into. But when I started reading his story and talking about him sleeping in his car and how long it took for him to get his big break, I was just like, I got discouraged, and I was just like, I don't got 20 years to.
I feel that.
But in hindsight, you don't realize that you taking everything day by day, and you are building and writing your story.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it's just like me. I was looking at his stories like, oh, I don't want to do that because I don't have that much time. And then you don't realize that me doing what I was doing in college, you know, 12, 13 years ago, that was my that was my start.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
So you looking at it just from, that's why, you know, comparison is really like a thief of joy for sure, because it's just like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Because like, I don't know what it took.
We comparing to the finished product.
Facts.
That's what it is. And it's like you just said, hell, in the next 5 years, you 20 years in already. So
exactly.
It's like, you're not even realizing you already doing the work. So
literally.
That's so crazy, because I was telling Mike this, my 13-year-old. We was in the car and I was like, and he like really liked football. And I'm like, son, you ever thought about like just telling your story? He told me, he was like, well, my story is not like somebody else's story because I didn't struggle like they did.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but just because you didn't struggle and me and your mom do everything we need to do to get what you get, that don't mean you don't have a story. Right. It's just different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so you made a real good, valid point. You was like, you know, I really don't want to compare mine to his, but shit, when you think about it, shit, as time go on, nigga, I might be.
That's a bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
And it's so crazy because I was just talking to Ladina yesterday, and we was talking about how if you alive right now and you go backwards, you have a story.
Facts.
No matter what it is.
No matter what it is.
No matter what it is. If everybody had the same story, we walk into a library and be like, "Can I have that one book, please?"
Right.
But that's not the case. We can go in there and get any book on anything,
man.
So that's just kind of like what my mentality had to change to once I start really saying like, okay, if this is what I want to do, let me just tuck my head and put in the time and the work and really just go full throttle with it. And like you said, by the time you look up, even with MadeMan, I'm like, man, that was 2017 when we had the idea. In 2018 we had our first show.
That's wild.
Like it just flew past.
Real, just like that. Because when you working, you don't look at it like that.
You don't look, and that the same way with praise. When people start praising you for stuff that you were created to do, you don't really take it's just like, oh, this is what I'm.
You're, and I say this jokingly, like your humbleness is kind of annoying in a way. It's like
that nigga said, "Listen, bro, you just too humble."
Yeah, like bro, don't
one time.
Like, bro,
like,
don't
talk your shit one time.
Don't act like you're not. You know who you are. Like,
hey,
bro,
that's a fact.
Like it's great that you are that way, but I'll be like, all right. Like even when when you pulled up to the opening and stuff, like, bro, don't act like it's not a big deal that you're here. Like you could have been 100 other places. Probably.
If I could be 100% real with y'all, and I'm talking about God as my witness, like right here, like I always ask people, I don't know how people view me.
Yeah.
I don't see myself the same way people view me from starting out the MadeMan show to present. Yeah. Because I know the struggles that I faced. I know when I started MadeMan, I was sleeping on my parents' couch for was supposed to be 6 months and it turned into 5 years.
Right.
So it's like all that stuff. It's just like when people give me those praises, it's like, cool, I appreciate it. And I do. I sincerely appreciate it. But it's just like, man, I have so much more to give. I have so much more to do that I appreciate all the thanks and all the love, but I don't know who I am to people, but I know who I'm aiming to be.
Bro,
as yourself, because you look at like a higher expectation for yourself.
And not even just like future, like, oh, I think future justice. It's like right now, in this very moment, bro, I have to just give the best that I can in this very moment.
Bro, I literally just had this conversation with 2 different people within a week. And it's not like I don't down talk myself, but it's like when people praise me, I'll be like, yo, who y'all see me as or think I am, like, I don't feel like I'm who I want to be right now. Right. So it's like I appreciate it, but I know it's still more that I need and want to do. So I definitely understand that feeling.
But what y'all do got to understand is this: it ain't a lot of trying men out here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's guys out here, but ain't a lot of trying men.
Yeah, no, that's real.
You know what I mean? Sure. So the shit that we do, we might be like, that was nothing. But it's like, to them, it's like, shit, nigga, I know 5 or 10 other guys that ain't doing half of what y'all doing because they ain't even trying.
Yeah.
No, you know what I'm saying? So you got to look at it at that too. You know what I mean? So you got to give yourself grace, man. But
even in that regard too, a lot of times, and on the other half of that, is just that a lot of people don't realize it. But a lot of times, I think it was during the pandemic. After the pandemic, I was never the same as far as like my social battery.
Yeah.
Like I had the capacity to go full out at a show. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as we get out to the lobby, I'm still like in character. Mm-hmm. So I can still politic with everybody and show them love. But then it's like that Sunday, I don't really want to be bothered.
Yeah.
And going to somebody else's event, it's like, I'm showing up as Justin. I don't want to show up as the MadeMan because a lot of times even and I know people don't mean harm, but even when y'all was like, oh, you know, Jay Bland, we got MadeMan in the building, it's like, oh God,
yeah, I get it.
God,
chill
like,
out, y'all.
No, I didn't come.
It's like when you it's like a difference when you on stage and when I get it. It's like you want to
just want to be there and chill.
And
the
support.
People that know you know.
I want to show up and support because I don't want to just be. You know how we look at some people as Hollywood, and some people are. Some people are Hollywood, but it's like, no, I love my people. I want to be amongst my people. I want to go support my people the same way the city's been supporting me. Mm-hmm. Like I want to do that, and oftentimes I be feeling guilty sometimes because I don't have the capacity like to go and support people's stuff like I really want to. I have the heart and the desire to, but physically it's just like, dang, I'm doing so much. And that was a thought when I started saying, you know what, let's close this chapter of MadeMan too, because it's just like you look up, for instance. I can go click on somebody's message right now on Facebook and you'll see me, this show just dropped, this show just dropped, this show just dropped, this show just dropped. And this is like, dang, and y'all been coming to all these shows and I just been wearing y'all down with these ticket links and all this other stuff. And now I'm at a point where it's just like, I don't want to do that no more. What do you got going on? I want to come support what you got going on because y'all been supporting me so big and so loud for these last 7 years. So,
but don't feel guilty because that's okay. You know what I'm saying?
It's human nature. Like it's
okay.
hard. It's hard. I do try to give myself grace and mercy too, but it's
okay. I don't have to always be there. Sometimes I just need time for myself.
And I think anybody who knows you knows
they know
you're
real intentions.
Yeah, you're a genuine person, bro. Like
I appreciate that. Yeah. I appreciate that.
What makes MadeMan stand out from other improv or comedy shows?
What makes what?
MadeMan. You on that? You on that? Okay.
I was gonna let it slide.
I was like, who was MadeMan?
No, I said MadeMan. Not MadeMan.
The D was very subtle.
Y'all niggas on bullshit. What makes MadeMan improv stand out from other improv or comedy shows?
I'm gonna say this, and this is not no shade, no nothing to nobody, but we relevant. Like, and I mean that in the most respectful way, because there are, matter of fact, when y'all was on with Rich, and y'all was shout out to Rich, when y'all was on y'all's podcast with Rich, and y'all was talking about, is there any other improvs in the city? And is there any?
Yeah, that's why I don't know of any.
Straight up. So, and before I got on the scene, I only knew of one, and that's the one who inspired us inspired me to bring my show back.
Gotcha.
So once you start getting, it's like if you're not in that realm, then you don't really know those people. So there are plenty of improv groups here in the city. There are plenty of improv shows here in the city. I always shout out, let me be careful with my words so I don't say nothing crazy. I always shout out one particular improv group. But once I got into the scene, it hurt my feelings because they was hating on us bad. And it just got back to me that, they said this, and that. And I was like, nah, they didn't say that.
Didn't even want to believe it.
Because I respect, and to this day, and there's no bad blood to this day, because like I said, we just had one-off conversations with a couple of them individually, and it's all love, because I don't hold grudges.
Right.
And I know how it could feel for you to be putting in work for so long, and then somebody just come and just jump up and they like, oh, they popping. And they like, dang, we've been doing this forever.
Yeah.
So I get it to a certain degree.
You preach it to the choir.
Yeah, but I would never. And the reason why I'm not going to say their name is because I genuinely have love for these dudes, even after the fact. And but they're a dope group, and they inspired me to bring the show here to the city.
Yeah.
And so when we got that back from them, it was just, and it was on multiple accounts where it was just like, because they said we was going to be, they'd be done after 4 shows. We don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And then once we got to our 20th show, this is because I'm not really a responsive person to where it's like, if y'all hear you say something, I'm going to do something back. I'm going to say something back. Right. It's just like, I'm just going to be in my own lane. If that's how y'all feel.
Let the work show for it.
And you can't fight fire with fire.
Yeah.
So if y'all feel like that, I want y'all to say that it's still all love over here.
It's all love, but I'm going to outwork you.
For sure.
And that's okay.
And that's why we did. So for our 20th show, that's why our hashtag for the 20th show, we had it on the shirts and stuff. It was 16 more than 4, because they said we were going to be done at 4.
Gotcha.
So and it was petty to a certain degree, but I was like, that's as much as y'all can get out of me.
Nah,
but I don't even look at that as being petty.
Me, I do, because it's just like, Justin, you ain't got to respond to that. And like I said, and to this day, man, I got so much love for these dudes. I still to this day go support these dudes, doing what they do.
Like he said, man, it's hard sometimes, like he said, to be grinding, and then you see somebody else come into it and they surpass you, man.
And I get it.
That's just the reality.
Yeah, and I get it. But at the same time, it was just heartbreaking for me because of how much admiration I truly had for them. And I was like, man, y'all the reason I got inspired to do this. Like, I got inspired to bring this here. So
I ain't gonna lie, that would have fucked me up too. It hurt my feelings when I find out certain shit and know certain shit too. And I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna just stay in my little bubble.
We never, and even then, we've never really sat down and had that, because I always open the table to say we can sit down and have a one-on-one. And even if y'all see this clip and y'all say, dang, I wonder if he talking about us, whatever, I promise you it's all love, and we can sit down and we can chop it up, especially since I'm about to end this chapter of my life anyway. So it's just like everything after this, right now is water under the bridge, but I just got so much love for them dudes regardless. So it is what it is.
So when you say you ending the chapter, like you completely done?
With the MadeMan show, so my next venture is to acquire my theater. So with that, a lot of people are just like, "Dang, you done with the shows? What we finna do?"
Yeah, because I'm about to be mad.
Yeah, so it's just like, man, I got so many other ideas and projects. It's like, I'm sure y'all want to see something other than
no, nigga, we want MadeMan.
What's the franchise that's going on? with Ludacris and Vin Diesel and
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I ain't trying to have
so many of them.
Yeah.
Then you'll really burn people out, like you said.
It can be oversaturated.
Yeah, and then you just think like, dang, there's so many other ideas in my head that I want to get out. I want to do plays. I want to do I'm going to do plays. I'm going to do films. I'm going to do all these things, and I want y'all to experience them. But we can't if we all just still stuck on the MadeMan show.
Yeah. So, question for you, and I don't think you will have this problem because I feel like the people who support you and what you do, they support you for you and not just the product. But do you have any concern with your next venture? Do you think you will struggle to gain and keep the same support? I don't think you'll have that problem, but do you ever think about that?
Nah, because it's not about people. And I'm not trying to get spiritual or nothing, but me and God like this.
Yeah.
So.
Like me and Jesus Christ are like this. So everything that I've experienced from like that film that I got, that footage I got from me being 10, I got plenty of stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's by chance.
Right. Hell
like it's not it's not my life is just not like a lucky dice roll.
That's what I'm saying. You knew as a kid at 10 years old you was destined for what you're doing now.
We knew in kindergarten.
Right.
Like I'm not just joking. Like I said this a minute ago. When I was in kindergarten and I realized that I was the funniest one in class, my mind was like, dang, it's about to be the end of the year. Somebody in first grade next year is going to be funnier than me.
Right.
Got
so you want to outbeat them.
Funnier than everybody. Then second grade, somebody going to be funnier than me. I thought like that all the way up into high school.
That's crazy.
And when I got to high school, the reason why I stopped thinking like that is because when I got there, my reputation had preceded me and the teachers were like, you Justin Bland, we heard about you.
So now you already knew what to do.
And I was just like, oh. Okay, wait a second. All right. And the funny that I was doing, a lot of the teachers, it wouldn't get me in trouble because the teachers would laugh at it. Like it was like I was just a little bit ahead of my time.
Yeah.
So my peers, they would do stuff and the teachers would look at them like, get out. I'm writing you up, get out. But then they look at me like, Justin, man, chill.
Yeah.
Like, and then you see them trying to hold their composure, like,
like
look away.
This boy crazy.
Like, how he
I want to laugh, but I want him to see me laugh.
Literally. So I've always, all throughout my life, I've had some type of support to say, keep going. Yeah. Keep going. Even when I wanted to stop, it was just like, nope, keep going, keep going. So now it's okay for me to say, all right, I can be done with this MadeMan chapter and the MadeMan improv show and then still go forward with other and still keep my same support system because you leave an impact. The impact is something they're gonna remember forever. And once they realize that, dang, he can get this theater and we can still have multiple, because people want more than just comedy at some point. Yeah. They appreciate it. But I remember we did a teaser at one of our shows of a play that I was writing and we did a scene from it. And it was a serious scene and it was like a romance scene and people still to this day hit me up saying, when you gonna do that play? Hopefully when you get your theater, you're gonna do that. We've been waiting for that. So it's just like, that was just one little idea.
Just imagine what else I got cooking up.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't think you would have that issue, but I just know sometimes when you switch gears, sometimes people will be like, well, we liked you for this. We don't want you to do nothing else.
And that's the risk that you're gonna take. But like you said, the ones who locked in, the ones who been there like y'all since day one. Yeah, for sure. People understand and people want to see you successful. So more than people want to see you fail.
Absolutely.
You said you on your last press run. How does it feel closing this chapter while still promoting it?
It's bringing me a sense of peace, honestly, because it's like I don't want to leave no stones unturned. So for me to go and be able and to have the privilege of being on y'all's podcast, to have the privilege of sitting down with people like Ladina, have the privilege of going on, some of these, major networks and telling my story. It's an honor. And honestly, when you put a date on something to say, all right, this is the last one. And I didn't realize it until I did it. But when I put the date on it to say it's the last one, I'm talking about instantly, once they dropped the article and once they dropped the interview, I was just like, look what I've done.
Yeah, for real.
I stopped, and that was my first time ever because, once again, going back to when we first started talking, like, once you in it, you just going. You're doing what you was made to do. You're doing what you enjoy. You're doing what you love. And y'all, we have a good show. We celebrate, cool. Yeah. But once you realize that it's coming to an end, it's almost like your senior year and just like graduation is tomorrow and just like, dang, I'm thinking about everything. Everything. Man. And I just start to be so appreciative and so grateful. I just start to thank God because it was just like, man, everything in my life, like what I want to do, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Like the things that people say, I've never had teachers say, oh, you'll never amount to anything. My teachers told me you're going to have your own show one day.
Yeah.
So to have everything coming to fruition and really understand like what's on my plate and what I desire, it's like once you start locking in on something, that's why I tell people, like once you really focus on something, it becomes real.
Yeah, for sure.
It becomes real.
Yeah,
y'all had this idea for this.
Yeah.
Well, y'all had the idea for this space. It could have easily still just been something where y'all have to go rent some space somewhere.
Right.
But then y'all really said, you know what? If we really gonna do this, let's take it serious. And it became real the moment y'all did that. The moment y'all had that thought, that's when this here became real. And then y'all just put in the work to go get it. So that's why I'm like, man, this theater's gonna happen whether people didn't want it or they did. They gonna get this theater.
Nah, you can tell you chosen for this. Like something I always speak on is you can tell what people are chose for what they do, and just the star quality. Like you fit and do what you do so effortlessly and naturally, at least to us, the untrained eye. To you, it may be some challenges in it, but like you can tell that you are exactly where you're supposed to be.
I appreciate that.
For sure.
I appreciate
How long do you plan on, or if you know, if you don't know, how long you plan on really taking a break and then doing your next venture?
Well, the next venture is literally starting now. So I'm making the moves and I'm doing everything necessary to prep myself for the theater journey. The theater journey, though, it's started now.
Starting now.
Yeah, we're in the process of, when I say I'm so green and a beginner to the whole process, that's what I was like, man, that's why I kept saying, man, this next chapter is going to be all God, because I literally have no knowledge of it. Now I'm just acquiring knowledge, and now, you know, I'm getting around the right people with the right resources. I got some crazy dope meetings lined up with some very, I don't like name dropping. So I got
cool.
So with some crazy like CEOs and all these different things. So it's just like nothing that I really asked for, but it's just like everything just started falling in my lap. So it was just like, man, when you walking in your purpose and that alignment, man, it's just so it's a beautiful thing. It's gonna be ups and downs, but you know, it's a beautiful thing.
Because you believe in it, for one, and it don't matter who believe in it but you. You know what I'm saying? You believe in it, and two is you're not just sitting around waiting for it to happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, like I always tell people, like it's really in God's hands, but it's up to you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Because he'll sit there all day with what he know you want.
Yep.
And if you ain't doing nothing to get it, he just gonna wait too. Okay, you bust a move, I bust a move.
That's what I say.
Or I'm gonna give you a little bit just to, you know what I mean?
Works is
dead.
It's dead. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I really appreciate you coming, man. And I really didn't understand. It's crazy how God, I'm gonna say divine timing. It's crazy because I've been wanting to get you on the pod.
Yeah.
And it came to a point I used to tell Perry, I'd be like, bro, Justin do not like me.
Hey, you know what's so crazy?
I'm not lying.
But you know what's so crazy?
But when you came to the opening, I swear to God, when you left, I said,
you know what's so crazy?
I think he likes me.
You know, I love you, brother. I love both of y'all. Now, you know what's crazy is that around that time, it's just so much stuff to go on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That I literally had that thought too, like, dang, bro, gonna think I don't fox with him, and man, I do. Like, and I was just like,
it'd be fucked up because I'm like, damn. I'm like the nigga, and I ain't gonna say ignore because you do hit back, but it's like every time I DM you, like, what's up, bro? Try to get you on the pod. That nigga read that motherfucker and keep. I'm like, man, I swear I told Perry. I said, Perry, you don't like us. Then when you came to the open, I said, oh shit. I said, nigga,
I even told him, I'm like, bro. I said, bro. Every time I see him, bro, he show love, bro. It's just he probably be busy,
and he do show love. I swear to God, I done pulled up to a few bro events. You know what I'm saying? But divine timing though, because it didn't make sense for me then, but it makes sense for me now because you closing that chapter, and it's like, oh, and I'm glad you hit like, hey, bro, it's time.
That's why I literally reached out.
Man, right on. You know what I mean?
Because it's a couple people that I was just not interested in spending the block on, but it was just like once I had the idea of like, let me go ahead and go on this last press run for the show, I was like, I gotta get on here. Like I had to. Yeah.
I was just telling Fly the other day, I was like, I'm to the point with this podcast game. Is I'm no longer looking into it for views. You know what I'm saying? If me and Perry can help tell somebody's story, I want us to be recognized for that.
Yeah.
Not being recognized for just a viral moment or and we ain't ready to do a whole bunch of degrading shit for ourselves to get on
right.
You know what I mean? We some real niggas. You know what I mean? So
people don't be like, man, all you gotta do is talk about. No, I'm not.
I ain't doing none of that because I'm a gangster for real, and I know certain shit will get you killed. You feel me?
And then just simply one thing about me, I don't have a character version of me. I'm the same person everywhere, so I don't even know how to fake for a camera.
I'm telling you, I'm not doing none of that shit.
I literally would not know how. So it's like, we gonna do this the way we do it.
I think that's when it has the most impact. When you just trying to be yourself and you don't step outside of that to like y'all ain't out here tap dancing and juggling trying to get no attention.
Right.
Like I feel like what you just said, like, bro, if we can just conduct genuine interviews and tell people's story,
that's it.
That's what's gonna have an impact.
That's it. Because when you become who you know you're gonna become, me and him could look back and be like, remember when we had Justin on the show?
Yeah. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything counts, bro. Everything counts,
all
bro.
of that.
I got a question for you. What has kept you here in Indianapolis? Because, a lot of people, especially here, man, you got to get out the city. If you would have left, or if you leave, you'll be such and such. If you go to Atlanta or whatever. So what has kept you here? And if you ever even thought about leaving?
The question always comes up, but I ain't going nowhere. Like, I think a lot of times, and everybody's story is different, but a lot of times people get to a certain point and then they leave. And then they gone for a few years. I'm not knocking nobody, but this is like an example. They go for a few years and then they come back and then they don't have the same love because somebody then took their spot or whatever. But it's like, I want to be that person who get on, build stuff in the city, and then start looking for the next J Blends in the city. The people who were hungry for it, didn't have a platform, didn't have the equipment, had beautiful ideas but never can get them out.
Yeah.
But that's my thing of like, I want this to be the attraction. Like, of course, we can take productions elsewhere,
right?
But I want people to be like, man, I have to make it to Nap so I can go to the Fox Box Theater to go check out this whatever. So
that's the name.
It might be. I don't know. I just
that sounds good to me. Flow natural. Nigga, I was like, wait a minute, because that might be it.
Where's the correlation? Where's the correlation with the Fox come from?
So when we was growing up, me and, of course, church kids can't cuss, and not that we substituted it for the F word.
Right.
Yeah. So it was just my brother. He used to always just, we got to go to this shit. Y'all foxing with it? So him being my big brother, we just start mimicking him. Yeah. Oh, we gonna fox? Oh yeah, we got to go. Who y'all foxing with it? Y'all foxing with it? So
that's hard.
We just used to say it, and then once we came up with my logo, my friend Lori Yen, she did my logo, and back then I think it was like 2011 maybe. She did my logo, but back then everybody was doing the cartoon version of themselves. And I was just like, that was my logo for probably like a month. And I was just like, I don't want like my face to be the logo. Yeah. So I hit up Byron Elliott. That's my dog. It's his birthday today too. Happy birthday, brother.
Happy G-Day.
I hit up Byron Elliott and he was like, why don't we do the same thing? Like you doing the fox face, but why don't we make it a fox? And I was thinking like, that could work. And then he cooked something up, sent it back, and I've been rocking with this logo for the last 12, 13 years.
You want to know what's so crazy about the fox, though?
What's that?
Every time I see a fox, or my best friend, I call him my brother, every time I see a fox, I be like, damn, G, I just seen a fox. And he said his mom told him that, and y'all could look this up, too, it's something spiritual about seeing a fox, but it also comes with abundance.
I ain't never heard that. It's dope.
You should look that up.
I've only seen one fox in my whole life.
For real. You should look that up.
If that's good or bad.
I like how a fox is just like one of those things where, like you just said, you might see one, you might not. Yeah. And I just love the fact that people correlated to the show. So I remember when iPhone came out with that commercial and they had the emojis doing, and people seen the fox. Oh, they got Justin stuff. They got Justin, or like whatever it is. Somebody seen. I just seen a fox cross the street and I thought about you. I appreciate you.
Nah, it's hard though. It definitely became synonymous with what you do for sure. Yeah, it's very fitting. Like the logo's hard, the face, everything.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
What does being a made man personally mean to you?
Heavy as the head to wear the crown. I'll tell people all the time, like even people like the newcomers on the scene. I try to tell them without trying to dictate what they got going on. I just try to tell people, man, just enjoy it. Regardless of what you see, like enjoy the love people giving you, enjoy it, but do it in a way to where it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to break this down the best way I can, because there's going to get a point, no matter how great you are, where that love is not going to go like this no more.
Right.
It might, and I'm not saying it's going to go down where people going to start hating you, but it's going to get to a point where you start just balancing out.
It's
to where
going to be level.
Yeah, and this is going, and then you're going to feel like, wait, am I not loved? Like, why is it not increasing?
Yeah.
Why is it? And then I think that's one of the things that we don't talk about, or we don't teach, or we don't have workshops and stuff on. It's just like how to handle that when you're not getting it.
Right.
Because
that's real.
Because we went from when I sold out that show in 4 minutes, I literally had to run outside out the basement and go catch my breath because it was so overwhelming. And I was just like, dang, like I feel like this is that moment. Like I've arrived. Yeah. But then you several shows later, you about 40 shows in, and tickets ain't selling as fast as they used to. People not, returning, people not coming back like they used to. Right. And it's not that you doing nothing bad, but it's just like, at some point you're gonna have you're gonna have to mellow out. It's gonna mellow out.
There's gonna be something to fall off. It's gonna be something to stay on the train.
You have to understand how to maneuver through that.
Yeah.
So I feel like with being the made man, I had to learn how to conduct myself through that. I had to learn how to conduct myself through several people's emotions on and off stage.
Yeah.
And understand that I'm trying to do my best with everybody here, but I know that some people are going to hate me after this.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and I look back, it's just like, okay, with Made Man, I had about 60 people have graced the stage through on Made Man. Excuse me. And I can say maybe one or two might feel away about me.
Right.
And once again, it's still all love, and I can't change anything in the past, but everything that I do it with love. Whether it's I have to cut people, I still do it with love. And a lot of times it's not received well, but this is where grace and mercy comes in. It's just like, man, they feel away because they enjoyed it, and I have to understand that. Also, I have to understand that I'm not going to be able to win them all.
Yeah,
and it's a business at the end of the day too.
And I was going to say that. Yeah,
sometimes that comes,
and that was the main reason I had to. The first time we made cuts, because we started the show, it was like 16 cast members.
Right.
So I was like, and by that time, literally, and this is real talk, we wasn't making no money.
Right.
Yeah.
We wasn't making no tickets was $5.
Right.
We wasn't making no money. So once I started to really rearrange things and really hone in on stuff, I was like, okay, we're gonna get to a point where we are making money, but not for everybody's not gonna be able to get. So what would you rather do is like, would you rather just everybody get about $50, or would you rather lock in on some people really lock in with about 6 to 8 people, and then now they can eat? And
that's crazy. Because what you saying that it just
so this is my thing. I really want, after this, and I probably would do it sometime next year, but I really want to host, and I'm talking about making it, and I probably would make it free, but I really want to drop some real time knowledge. Yeah. Not on the ticket sales and marketing and all that stuff, but as leaders, how to conduct yourselves with people.
Yeah.
As leaders, how to respond or to negativity. As leaders, how to manage people. Yeah. So many different personalities. And the thing is, sitting back, looking at everything, it's like, dang, I've done it. I have the formula. I made it work. But now it's so many people out here that I see just like, dang, somebody should just tell them this. Yeah. Dang, somebody should just tell them this.
They need
somebody just should tell them this. It almost, when I was going through my depression, and that was the very first Made Man show I've ever missed. Because we had all agreed that, hey, it's probably not best for you to come to this show because the crowd is going to be focused on you, and we want them focused on the stage.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can respect that.
Right.
But then me with this, Made Man's my baby, so I'm just like, I'm at home, and I'm just like, man, I know it's show day. Today just feels different.
Yeah.
Like, man. So I hit him out. The guy Pat and was like, hey, you still got that costume? So because it was a costume show.
Okay.
So I got dressed up in the costume, put the mask on and everything, put gloves on. I put some shoes on. I was like, man, I feel like they're going to know these are my Jordans. I put on some old work boots. I used a different clone. I changed the background on my phone and everything because I was like, I didn't want nobody to know it was me. And at the same time, I didn't want to take the shine off of them.
Yeah.
So I'm saying this to say that I went to that show, sat in the crowd. Nobody knew it was me. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching them hold it together the best way they can.
Right.
And it's just like, at some point, it was just like, I can enjoy the show because this person over here is doing this. I'm trying to text people saying, I'm trying to stop things from derailing. Right. I'm like, man, these lights been on the whole time. Shout out to Dirkland, because I literally was texting him like he was running the sound and the lights. I said, hey, somebody just texted me and said the lights is on and you need to cut them off. Oh, my bad. I just did it, boss. And the light cut off. I'm texting Gerald like, hey, somebody texted me and said the DJ needs to play music during the transitions. And he's, I got it, da-da-da. And it's just like, dang, I can't enjoy this right now. I'm still trying to facilitate.
Still in production mode.
And it was like they had two people trying to control the crowd. They had Roger and Troy trying to control the crowd. Marcus hosting, Gerald in the DJ's ear, Marquise running around doing this. And it's just like, I do all of that, and I'm not saying it's a flex,
right? No,
but it was just like
you got.
Now, wonder I be tired.
Yeah, you got.
Now, wonder I be drained.
Yeah, you got a different perspective.
Yeah, so it's just like it was, and I appreciate that experience, because they was like, I invited them over to they was like, what you on? We want to pull up to kind of like run down the show to you and all that stuff. So I had already zoomed home and got everything. So I'm like, how was it? Y'all be honest with me. How was it? Man, it was cool, and this was cool, and blah blah blah. Because they call for volunteers, and y'all know at the show I'm controlling everything. I'm a volunteer. Now we don't want to sit down. Marcus said we need volunteers. It was like 20 people came on stage. I'm in the seat like,
about to take the suit off.
No, about the mask.
Okay, it's over with.
Wait. So before they got into like the last thing, and Marcus was about to get into talking about depression and talking about me and all that stuff, I just left, and I was just like, so when they came over, we was chopping it up, and I was like, I got something I want to show y'all. And I came in there, I threw the mask on the table, and they was like, somebody was there in this exact same thing with the whole fit, and I was like,
nigga, it was me.
And they was like, what? I'm talking about their mind was. I called my sister. I was like, how was the show? She working the door, because that was my first thing. I was like, if I can get past my sister,
you good.
No, I'm good. She looked me dead in the face. You're good. Go ahead.
But that is a testament of like your creativity of how you do shit. Cause for you to go to your show and literally not be recognized,
that's crazy.
Yeah, bro. That's a skill in its own.
But looking at that, how did that make you feel? Or did that add to, because I know y'all have meetings and shit, did that add to the meeting, or into like in a boss perspective, like, well, not really, everybody's their own boss, but it's your show. Yeah. But did that have you like, okay, I can't wait till we have a next meeting, because say if something does happen or I'm not able to go and the show must go on and you guys are in charge, this is what you got to do. You know what I mean?
Despite all the hiccups, and it was a lot, but despite all the hiccups, I was proud of them. Yeah. For the simple fact that they all held it together.
Right.
I don't ever, like I said, once again, I'm not comparing, because I've been doing this since I've been doing this. So I don't expect nobody to be able to have the cues of the DJ, control the crowd, still be able to get off your funny and all that stuff. I know the time that I put into with this, but I was proud of them just for sticking together, and because people don't understand that, getting up there, a lot of times we make it look easy.
That shit hard,
man. I'm telling y'all,
that shit hard as hell. You got
and I'm not even talking about just me no more. I'm talking about them. Yeah. I was like, man, y'all make it look so easy. It's a gift and a curse, because now people are saying, oh man, I could do that. But then they come to an open session, and then we had several people who do that. Come to an open session and be like, oh, I'm about to kill it, and then realize that, oh snap, this is not what I thought it was.
Sorry, thanks for coming.
Yeah,
I already told you, I know my lanes, and that stuff like that ain't it.
So he didn't want to do the pie.
I did not at all.
He really just got stuck doing this shit. You know what I'm saying?
He got stuck.
When he told me he wanted to use the name, I was like, yeah, go ahead,
bro.
Yeah, do your thing. I trust you. Whatever.
I said you got to do it with me. Yeah. I said I can't do it if you don't do it. Look where he at.
I have to be here. I have to be on the mic.
Nah, literally. I was like, come on, bro. You know,
Perry don't talk.
Yeah, make it work though.
Perry don't talk.
Yeah.
Nah, at this point, we should 2 years in.
2.5
years in now. So it's like riding the bike.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I said, you can't expect for nobody to believe in your vision but you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just don't believe in shit. It be ideas I be running past motherfuckers, and they be like, I don't know. Them the people I get away from.
Yeah.
I don't even want to. We don't know if we don't try it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like that's the best remedy. Like I don't throw parties.
Yeah.
But I knew that people wanted to connect with MadeMan cast and all that stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
And then next time I'm gonna get it right a little bit more. Next time I'm gonna figure it out a little bit
and
more.
It'll work.
Yeah, eventually it'll work. So
them after parties. I think I went to the second one, I think. And that it was good
we were talking about that off air. Epic.
Yeah,
epic.
Started a lot of
Shout out to Shauna, because Man, I was just so against having after parties and going to these clubs and stuff because it never was my thing personally.
Yeah.
And even then, I had to step out. MadeMan made me step outside my comfort zone for the simple fact that I remember somebody called the show Ratchet and Righteous, and I was so offended at first. And then I looked at some footage and said, Justin, that's you got a twerk session followed by
and the whole crowd.
Followed by Kurt Franklin.
It goes crazy.
Mass choir. So I was just like, and
it makes sense.
Yeah. So
Ratchet and Righteous
for real.
That's the name, baby.
That's the name.
It was some good times.
Nah. So then that's when I met Shauna. And like I said, when I'm not gonna tell that whole story of that first day I went to Epic, but when I got there and I was meeting with somebody because he was just talking about how dope the show was, and I just wanted to go meet. I got out of bed. It was like 1 a.m. I got out of bed just to go meet him. And when I got there, just chop it up with him, and just he was just showing so much love. And when I came back into the thing, they was like, the owner wants to meet you. And I ain't never had nobody say that.
Right.
So that's when I was just like, oh, snap. Even when I walked in, maybe I got to go back a little bit. When I first walked in, I was just telling Peter this. I was like, when I first walked in, it's like parted like the Red Sea, and the dude on the I think it was Dizzy. He was like, "We got Jay playing MadeMan in the building, with the MadeMan show," and everybody was just kind of like now putting the people who didn't know because we only like 3 shows in. Yeah, they was like, "Oh, let me see who this is," and now it's parted, and now people kind of coming through like, "I know him," giving me fives and stuff, and I'm just like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting this attention."
Right.
And then when I got out there, chopped it up with dude about to come back in, they was like, "The owner want to meet you," so I'm like, "Oh, this is crazy." Man. And then Shauna came out, and I was just like, "Oh, she's the owner. This is dope." And then when I say, man, the conversation was just so genuine and she showed so much love. And the last thing she said, if you need anything from me, you got it. And I was like, cool. That's the first person that I ever like kind of held them to that. I was kind of spun the block like, hey, Shauna.
Because she the one that's going.
We trying to do this, and this. And she was like, let's go. What you need from me?
Nah, it's man, anytime we get a chance to, we always shout out Epic. Like I said, I got started doing what I do in there. And it's crazy. You telling that story. If Dizzy was the one on the mic, that was probably one of our events.
Most likely,
because he was DJ.
All right. I think I could be wrong, but I think he only DJ'd up there when he was working with us.
Yeah,
so that's crazy. That's
R&B night.
Yep.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, it was such a like, man. You can't tell the MadeMan story without going into Epic because that was just like for me personally, I had never had no problems in Epic. It was always love, even when Shauna wasn't like in attendance or she wasn't like on the scene there. She might have been behind the scenes and stuff. Like whoever was there, the bartenders, the servers, everybody was showing love. Yeah, even the security every time they had was cool. Like everybody was just cool. So when they actually when she closed it down, like that's when I was just like, oh, we not having no after parties. We
stopped doing events.
Yeah, it was just like it's just not the same.
Shop shut down
for sure. No, and she showed love to so many people. Man. So many people got. I'm not even gonna say their start, but somewhere in their start, man, you made your way to Epic. Whether it
wasn't their start because if it wasn't for Epic, a lot of people wouldn't be who they are today.
For sure.
If it wasn't their start, it was a very pivotal part in their journey.
No, for sure. Absolutely. And nobody and you can't deny it. And I'm only speaking for myself, but man, just going into that space of when we were doing after parties and we were doing day parties and my birthday and I just have some of the most beautiful core memories at Epic. And just Shauna, man, she was just seeing her work ethic and just seeing how she ran the people shit. Man, she what? Ran that shit.
And it got to be done the way that she wanted it done.
What? Otherwise, it's not Epic
at all.
And what's so crazy about you saying that is people feel when that vibe is off.
And that's why I tell people all the time. I think Epic was the first place where I was like, you can't fake a vibe. You can take as many pictures as you can, but you can't fake a vibe. But when you came to Epic, it was just like, man, it's just so much love in here.
And I think it's because it was just a family thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love places that, is family oriented. You see the same face every time you come in there. Or if you don't see the same face, you'll see another face. But even they as cool as the face you familiar with. You know what I'm saying? So man, listen, I always big up Shauna and Doe. Shout out to y'all.
For sure.
Them closing that chapter, their next chapter is just as big as the first chapter.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So before we get out of here, if you could describe this next chapter of your life in one word, what would it be and why?
One word. Dang.
We ain't gonna close it till you do it.
If I can describe this next chapter,
what would it be called and why?
I would have to say faith.
Okay.
And for the simple fact that, man, I know that sounds cliche, but when I tell y'all, man, the show itself, everything I do, like I said, is built off of love, and my intent is always good. Now, the delivery might not always be that, but everything I do is just with love. And if I ever make a mistake, I'm not one of them people that, I'm not gonna wait too long. Like when I was younger, I might. I ain't saying nothing to that person. I ain't saying that. But I'm to the point now. It's just like, man, I can't go to bed if I don't call you and say,
you're a grown ass man.
Hey, I apologize if I'm right.
Yeah, I'm still gonna make it better.
Hey, the fact that I feel like me and you are at odds, and I don't want that for us because I genuinely care for you. I want to make this thing right. So I say that to say this next chapter has to be faith, because I don't have the knowledge right now. Right. So even when I walk outside this door and I'm going home, like I'm still thinking about my dreams and stuff. But the process of getting there, it's just like, dang, that's scary within itself, because it's stuff that I know, it's stuff that I don't know, it's stuff that I don't know that I need to know. It's like it's so brand new, but I know that it is God given and it's God ordained. So it's just like, man, I'm just walking in faith. I'm talking about blindly. It's been resources, it's been groups, it's been a lot of things that I feel like just, and I don't believe in chance. I feel like everything happened for a reason.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's just been things that I've been blessed and fortunate enough to be a part of, and seeing it like, oh, that's why. It's a beautiful thing when something start making sense.
Yeah.
And then you start being like, oh,
I just told you. I just gave you an example when I thought you didn't like me. I just gave you an example. That was one of those moments.
When I thought you did, like, that hurt my feelings, thinking like, dang, Mike think I didn't like him.
This is
like, that's crazy.
But I felt good because every time I saw you, the vibe didn't change.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay, bro, just got some shit going on. He busy, so I didn't take it.
And there's a lot of people who feel like that, and I'm glad that I'm about to be in this next chapter or this next season where I will be. Of course, I'm gonna be fully focused on acquiring this theater, but it's like, man, I'm gonna have enough space to breathe a little bit, to maybe pop up on the scene and really support like I want to. Because when I tell you, like, the way that people support me, it's a beautiful blessing. I was just telling Ladina, like, man, I be having these moments where it's just like, even now, like, I wish, my hope is that the love that I felt, the love that I got for the show, man, I just want somebody to feel it. Not for a show, whatever your craft is.
Right.
I want you to feel that love in that craft.
Yeah.
The same way your mama love you. Imagine people loving you like that because of your craft.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a beautiful thing. That's why I feel like when people talk to me or we in the same room, they say, nah, I can tell you genuine. It's just because, man, I want nothing more than to push love and to push this product that's going to make people laugh, because what started as laughter turned to therapy for people on stage and off stage. So it's just like, man, here's some of them testimonies, here's some of them stories. I'm talking about people having suicidal thoughts, and then talking about when I came to your show, I released so much, and I'm just like, what?
I've gone through not even knowing that's what you're doing.
Not even knowing, but it's just like, man, when you set up, when God got a plan for you, of course he can see it from the bird's eye view, but you just see it, okay, it's a wall right here, I gotta go this way, I gotta go this way, I gotta go this way. But the whole time it's just like, man, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. The failures, it's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
The wins supposed to be there. It's just like, man, it's just a beautiful thing. And this next chapter, man, it's gonna be all God, and I'm walking by faith, and we're gonna get that theater. The Fox Box sound cool though.
It does.
Okay, we might have to.
That is so smooth. I thought that was already the name.
That's why I asked you.
So we have a thing called the Fox Box, and it's just where we come and just kind of like talk about stuff. You know, on social media, you talk about something and people start disrespecting you for your opinion. So I created something called the Fox Box. So we can come and just have these raw conversations and just kind of just get different perspectives on it. We all come from different walks of life. So we just kind of been recycling that name. And I started thinking, I was like, you know, roll with that one. Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
I mean, you might come up with a few more, but I don't think none.
I don't think so. I think
none gonna go.
Because it was kind of like on paper, but now that I said it,
you wrote it down, so it's gonna manifest for sure. Well, man, I appreciate you pulling up, man.
Absolutely.
I enjoyed this episode, man. J MadeMan, where can they find you at, bro?
Social media, J MadeMan on all social media platforms. And I do want to end by saying I don't like Mike. I love Mike. So I love P. I love Mike. I love Fly. So I just want to end by saying that.
Nah, you good dude, man.
I just like bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? I know you like me, man. But there's a lot of people that don't. So that's cool too. You know what I'm saying?
Don't even get him started.
That's cool too. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate y'all, man.
My boy P. And we didn't even do an intro. That's how you know he the man. When you nigga usually talk, I be like, welcome to another episode.
His humbleness.
I didn't have to.
His humbleness is kind of like, come on, bro, stop. You ain't got to do that.
I really just wanted to sit down in politics.
Bro, when I took him the hoodie I gave him this years ago, bro, I'm like, bro, ain't nobody never gave you nothing for free just because they respect what you do.
That's what I told P. I was like, no, this is the first time. Like when you brought me, I'm thinking like, damn, let me go upstairs and that. You was like, nah, bro, this is you. And I was like, bro, how much is it? Nah, this is you. Like this is for this is.
Bro, there was literally, because like I said, bro, real quick, everything that I did is started in Epic, and once I started being around all these creative people and all these artists, bro, that's how I came up with what I came up with. And you were one of like 8 people who helped inspire what I did. So it was, I had to do it. Like, bro, it's literally like 8 people who I was like, damn, they are really like an artist at what they do. Yeah. So it was like, there was no way I wasn't going to gift you that.
Yeah, that nigga was like, I'm about to give free hoodies out.
Yeah.
In the beginning phases of stuff like that, when you doing a show or something, you start feeling like, okay, what he on? Right. What's she on? What they doing? Yeah. But when somebody I feel like I have a good judgment of people's character.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, he seems like a solid dude. But when somebody else that you already fox with can come and stamp it, and Ashley Nora stamped him. Bro, Ashley Nora is like,
bro, that's the same, bro.
Yeah, so when she stamped him, I was just like, oh, bro's good.
Yeah, she was the first one. She was the first person that I gifted something to. Yeah. She was the first one. Yeah. So, yeah, that's my
And I think that's fire, man. I think the people that do have the iCreate merch or a piece of iCreate merch, they deserve to have it. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Because you know, y'all truly are creators, man, in your own way. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know.
When and I end with this, but when I got the hoodie, it was one of those things where you didn't see everybody with an iCreate hoodie, but when the people that you did see, you were just like, oh, I feel like the adventure. Hold on, wait. Yes. I see Thor got one. I see, like, it was just like, I see Black Panther got one. I was just like, man, everybody who got on one of these, I have the utmost respect for them and their craft. Yeah. Sure. So that's when I was just like, oh, this is dope. Like, I appreciate that.
And he made that just for that reason.
That's fine.
You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Literally it, bro.
In the back of Epic, just making some shit, iCreate. Yeah. And I was just like, yo, I just thought the name was so dope and ain't nobody doing what we doing. I want to call it iCreate Podcast. Yeah. And it flows so perfect. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, fuck it, we riding with a P.
Yes, sir.
So we going. But I appreciate you, man. This has been iCreate Podcast. Mike Haney, a.k.a. Mr. HOD himself. We got Mr. Fox with it and my boy P Money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we out of here. Peace.
Peace.